Hi, I am soft skills trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development. We'll be discussing about the topic do's and don'ts of public speaking. Now, first of all, if I talk about public speaking, as the name suggests, speaking in front of public, there may be one, two, more than few people whom you are addressing. Now, it's very important to understand that public speaking can be general speaking altogether. We're talking about general topics, general discussions, general thoughts, interaction on general points. Then there are specific discussions. We'll go on that later on. First of all, first of all, let's just go ahead with what are the public speaking skills. When you speak in front of people, the person who speaks is generally called an orator. You must have seen various people speaking of, or rather giving in motivational videos. They give in motivational details. How do you survive the panic, stress management, leadership. Then they'll also go ahead with the problems of your life. How do you deal with the same? So, general discussions. Then you must have heard certain people in corporate meetings. You must have seen certain videos wherein there are sales meetings, there are, target meetings altogether, product meetings, marketing meetings, then financial meetings. So, specific meetings regarding specific parts of a corporate or of an organization. Now, when we talk about the public skills, public speaking skills, why are they important? As just said, see, when a student moves from a university or a college to a corporate or any other organization, the level is different. As a student, the level will be different. As an organization, the level will be different. You will be meeting people of different areas, different age, different experience, different thought process, different cultures, different areas altogether. How do you speak in front of them? It is very important. The way you speak, the etiquettes you show are very important because according to you, that may be right way of speaking. According to the person, it may not be the right way of speaking. So, understanding all those processes is very important while you speak publicly. Alright, now, as said, you can go for meetings or events. You must have seen various people hosting certain events. If you talk about university events, so there's an orator and they're doing public speaking. If you've seen college events, if you have any of tech events, if you had any of if you go into any of the marriages and there are people who speak in front of the other guests, so it's all about public speaking. And then there are people who are speaking in front of the leaders, who are speaking in front of the clients, who are pitching their product, who are telling about financial details, what and how would we reach there. So, all through presentation. So, that would be another part of public speaking. Now, what do you need to know beforehand if we talk about public speaking? Now, the students have certain issues that bam, if we speak publicly, first of all we don't understand that what we need to speak. Then how should we speak? If we speak, then we don't have the details. What you need to do before going for public speaking? It is very important to understand if it is general or it is specific. Giving you an example of general, as I said, motivational. There's an orator named Simon Sinek. So that's he gives general information, Sandeep and Eshwari. They are general information motivators who give details while speaking publicly in front of people. Right? Now, when I have to go to speak publicly, I need to understand what kind of audience am I catering to? What kind of audience? What is the segment? What is the age? What is the culture? I mean, which place do they belong to? Right? Now, why is that important? Let's just talk about the audience. If I am talking about, I have a segment of audience which is somewhere around 50 to 60 years of age. The details, the way you speak in front of youngsters may not be found suitable by these people who are from 50 to 60 of each group, right? They may not like the way you are giving details to them or interacting with them if you speak with them as you are speaking with the youth, somewhere around 25 to 35 age group. So the age gap, we need to understand how do we put details in front of the people, the same details in different manner in front of different age group. First part. Second part, what is their need, not want. What is their need? What details do they require from you? Segment. Let's come to segment once again. If I am, let's just talk about specific public speaking. If I have to pitch one product and I'm talking about Nano in front of a segment which is ready to take a Jaguar, do you think they would be interested? Same way, a segment which is interested in going for Maruti Suzuki, any car Maruti Suzuki, and I pitch them, let's just say Endeavor. So, would they be interested? We need to understand the segment. Why should we pitch? What should we pitch in front of the segment whom we are addressing to? This is for specific, for general. Why are the people coming there? What do they need? Are they coming for something like a motivational speak? What kind of motivational speech are they looking for? Is there some kind of psychological area that I need to pitch forward? Is there some kind of communication area that I need to pitch forward? Do I need to give examples? How do I pitch forward certain details? So we need to understand that. Further on, the engagement. When we talk about engagement, see, not everyone is interested in listening to you if you are not able to engage them in your thought process, in whatever you want to say, wherein comes effective communication. The way I want to convey certain details, the other person understands the same details in the same manner that I want, right? So, how do I engage them? Engagement. First of all, there needs to be, if you're going for a presentation, whereas students, what they do, we've seen it in different branches. They take the presentation, make the presentation, put in details. First of all, the slide is overcrowded with words, sentences. So when it is overcrowded, first of all, it does not catch the audience mind, does not catch the audience eye. Overcrowded slide, nobody would like. The second thing that they do is they start reading from the slide. Now, a question to all of you. If they have to read from the slide, then what's the purpose of them standing there on stage and sharing details? That as audience we can also do, right? So always depict details in form of images, in form of keywords, right? Example, if I'm talking about iPhone, brand new iPhone, these are the features. So rather than writing long sentences, the feature of this iPhone is clarity, right? Example. So rather than writing the feature, one of the best feature of this iPhone is clarity, I would just write clarity there. So just a keyword. So that you have certain points to discuss with them with examples. With examples. Examples are very important, whether they are day-to-day examples or they are hypothetical examples, but they should be in the form of story. If we talk about hypothetical examples, right? The more stories or more connect you want, the more stories you would want to add in, the more examples you would want to add in, which catches their thought process. You are able to connect with them. right? It is very important. That would ultimately lead to engagement of it. And then if you engage them, more and more people will come in and talk to you. More and more people will interact with you. More and more people will ask questions. More and more people will answer the questions. So it would become very easy for you to conduct, or rather be an orator in that public, or rather on that public platform while doing public speaking, right? So engagement. Then voice modulation. Now, there's a way of saying, I think this can be done in this way. Straight. Then I say, I think this can be done in this way. The modulation. Voice modulation, why? Voice modulation helps you in putting emphasis on the words which are important in the sentence, and you want others to understand and hear those words. That's why voice modulation is very important while you're interacting. Along with that, the gestures, the hand gestures. When you're speaking, the hand gestures help you in focusing, second, emphasizing on the points that you want to be emphasized on, right? So, voice modulation, hand gestures. Understand, while this is going on, there needs to be some kind of enthusiasm, because nobody wants to hear a person who has flat tone, whose voice is not audible, has mic, but then still the voice is not audible and there's not much of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm will be built from the content that you have. Content will be built based on the, if you know what kind of audience are you catering to. Therefore, each and everything is connected and needs to be done step by step, step by step. Right? Any confusion till now? Once that is done, very important part that we need to understand. Examples. What we've seen, students given hypothetical examples, that's okay. Students given factual examples, that's okay. What if you're giving hypothetical examples and factual examples, somebody questions you? So if you're giving any factual examples and if you're giving certain figures, facts, figures, always give a reference for the same. If you don't have a reference, refrain from putting in facts, figures. Why? Anybody from the audience, be it an audience of 20, be it an audience of 40, be it an audience of 50, can cross question you then and there regarding what you said. So try to refrain from adding in some facts and figures, some stats, if you don't have a reference to back you up. Right? Then, further on, let's go for certain do's and don'ts of public speaking. So, most of the students ask, ma'am, what do we do and what we should not do while public speaking? So, I'll just add in certain details. First of all, decide. Doing is deciding on purpose. What is the purpose of you speaking in front of people? What purpose will it serve to you? What purpose will it serve for the people who are coming? Will it be worth it? How do I go about it? Should I go for just speech? Should I go and interact with them within the crowd? Should I go for presentation along with interaction? How do I pitch forward? What kind of examples do I give in? If I have an age of this number of people, or other number of people having this age, how do I interact with them? If I talk about, if I have this age segment, how do I interact with them? What kind of example needs to be given in this age, which is 50 to 60, and what kind of example is supposed to be given in this age, which is somewhere around 25 to 35? Understand the purpose of you speaking publicly in front of them. Then prepare. Why? Like I said, I have certain thought process. This is how am going to move forward. This is what I'm going to share further. And first of all, this needs to be shared. Second of all, this needs to be shared. Third of all, this needs to be shared. Yes, I've understood it, but I need to prepare. I need to work on the same. I need to pitch my speech. Listen to yourself while you're speaking. Understand. Are you yourself able to understand what you're trying to say? Would the audience be able to understand what you're trying to convey? So, Prepare and prepare the talk. The best thing that you can do is stand in front of the mirror. You know what kind of speech you're going to give. You know your presentation. Speak in front of the mirror. Understand. Think. Am I understanding or am I able to understand? If I'm able to understand, then only I'll be able to make others understand what I want to say. So, prepare the talk. Then, show enthusiasm, as I've already shared with you. If there is no tone modulation, if you are not able to put in that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of energy, that kind of fluency in your talk, along with examples to strengthen your talk, then audience would not be interested. They would not put in their mind to whatever you're saying. And it would be a waste of time for you as well as the people, especially if you're talking about the corporate meetings. They can turn into a disaster if not taken care of in the same way. Then face your audience. Most of the students, what they do not, or rather, are not able to face the audience properly. For example, somebody X has asked me a question from the audience. I will answer to him only. That's what generally students do. He has asked me a question. I will look at him for next 1 to 2 minutes. I keep on looking at him and answering only him. Whatever the audience which is sitting there. So look at him for around 10 seconds. Then look at the whole set of audience, number of people in front of you, and answer the same. And then interact. What do you think about it? This is what my thought process is. What is your thought process on this? Once you do that, people will start communicating because you have actually asked them to pitch in with your thought process, which will make your talk more effective. Then speak properly, assertively, and loudly, but not screechingly. Important to speak properly, loudly, but not screechingly. Do not screech, do not scream while speaking. Specifically if you have mic, call a mic. Alright? So audible is the key. Audibility is the key when people will able to understand what you're trying to say. If you're not audible, then people sitting in the back would be lost in their thoughts. Then what would be the point of going for the public speaking? These are the do's that we need to work upon. Don'ts. As I said, do not read from the slides. Reading from the slides, first of all, shows that you are not prepared with the content. Second of all, you're not sure of yourself because even if you look at 1 2 seconds behind somewhere else, you may forget where it is. That's why you're not looking somewhere else. So, shows your lack of confidence, lack of content. Make eye contact. Most of students don't do that, so don't do that. Then don't fidget. Fidgeting, if I'm talking about this, like if I'm talking to you, so I'll keep on doing this with my hands, or I'm moving my hands like this, or this, or this, or if I have a pen, so I keep on pulling its cap out and then putting it back, then pulling it back, cap out and putting it back. So basically, sounds which come from that. So fidgeting, moving somewhere here, you're not able to sit in a proper manner at the proper position. You keep on moving like this, and that is not acceptable. Do not fidget. Do not move a lot while speaking. Move, then stand. Move, then stand. Let people focus upon you, for you are the orator of that of that public speaking. You own that stage. Do not let it go from your hands. Then don't stick hands in your pocket. Very important. Do not stick hands in your pocket. Some people, when they are talking, they put their hands in their pocket and then they start speaking. That is a closed body language posture. Another one of that is when you start putting fingers through our hair while speaking. If we have hair here, so we'll keep on doing this after some time. Then keep on doing this after some time. Please refrain from doing that. That is not accepted in public speaking, or rather during your effective communication, that is not considered appropriate. So these are certain do's and don'ts that we need to take care while going for public speaking. I hope you got certain details, some clarity regarding the same. Thank you so much.